Hi, wrestling fans. This is Mad Matt Carter, along with AIWF Hall of Famer Brian Danzig, telling you and reminding you about the most awesome, at least we think so, wrestling podcast there is. It's AIWF Ringside Wrestling, and it comes your way on all your favorite podcasting platforms: Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, just to name a few. Brian, they can also see it on YouTube, but the cool thing about our podcast, it's completely live and interactive every Sunday night on Facebook.
Yeah, it certainly is, and we get into all the news of AIWF, WWE, TNA, all of it. We don't just cover AIWF. We cover the whole spectrum of wrestling. You can comment. You can put comments in there. We'll answer your questions. It's a great time, and sometimes. Most of the time we're talking about wrestling. Sometimes it goes off the rails, and that's just that. Sometimes that's even more entertaining.
Yeah, that's part of the charm, I guess, of the show, right? So be sure to tune in anywhere you find your favorite podcast on the AIWF Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel, and of course on Facebook live on Sunday night for the most interactive wrestling podcast in the United States. It's AIWF Ringside Wrestling. All right, so we had the Grayson Waller effect. He's a hometown Australian boy who was severely mistreated by the media down there a few weeks ago when he went down there with LA Knight and one of those camera ops or somebody who's tried to square up on him in the TV studio. And he told him real quick, he was like, dude, if you don't get out in front of me, we're going to have to call the police because I'm going to punch you straight in the jaw. And then Austin Theory went down there and the media mistreated him earlier this week. One of the reporters called wrestling fake, which, as you can imagine, went over like a fart in church to Austin Theory, who did a very good job of holding back. Even when I showed the video to Jinky, it's all over Twitter if you hadn't seen it already. He did a really good job because nobody wants to end up like Vader did in '96.
I was getting ready to say, is this a la Vader in Kuwait?
I think they were all told that story and knew going in, you know.
About 4 seconds away from a John Stossel.
That's the one I remember. John Stossel, David Schultz. That's my era.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and he popped John Stossel good, man. He hit him right in the ear twice. I mean, does that look fake to you? Yeah. Cost him his job.
They would have to say that when they sold 50,000 tickets to this show to keep talking shit about being fake. Like, that's, I mean, I don't know. But
and it's so played out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really, that's your first thing. You're talking to a wrestler, and the first thing you're going to it's called World Wrestling Entertainment. I mean, it's like going to Nicolas Cage. Oh yeah, you didn't really flip that car in your movie. Like, no, I didn't. Like, what do you want me to say? It's just.
I don't understand why a lot of these reporters get it in their head that they're going to ask that question. I mean, whoever sent him out there, maybe they should have done some research. Maybe the guy just don't like wrestling, and he was the wrong reporter for it.
Well, no, the way Austin Theory was talking, he was the boss of that whole office that he was in. You have to watch he's like, because he said, I understand you run some shit, but y'all bring me here to do media and you're going to talk to me like this, you know, so.
Yeah, and it just makes you look small And again, it's like, oh, I'm going to take this big bad wrestler down a peg or two. It's like,
Yeah.
Newsflash:
like
the cat's
you're
been out of the
25
bag for years.
Right. You're 30 years too late, man. You're not breaking any story here. So I mean, it's just it's played out.
Well, I posted on Twitter how I thought that Australian media had been disrespectful to him, and that's just those two incidents. It's not.
You think he might have been doing it to hopefully to think maybe there would be some controversy and he can get some extra clicks on his story?
Yeah.
Pop a rating. Yeah.
Yeah, probably. I mean, that seems to be what everything on the internet is now is clickbait. I mean, YouTube is just getting ridiculous, like with some of the thumbnails people put
and
up.
if poor Bobby Dalton doesn't stop clicking on them links on Facebook, whew, he keeps getting poor Bobby every day. I see one come up. He's like, "Don't accept a new friend request from me."
Oh yeah.
Like, click, Bobby. PSA: stop clicking on those links. They're not from your friends. They're not from us. Don't click on the links.
But that I guarantee you, nobody found that dog down the street.
And there is not a video of that car chase.
Right.
Yeah, safe interneting, and just stay off the sleazy parts of the internet. Just view everything on the internet as a scam unless you absolutely know the person posting it. So anyway,
where did Seth Rollins get these pants? I mean, because
Seth Rollins is quite the fashion plate the last
Michael
year
and Booger.
I was going to say the same thing. Those pants are straight out of 2005 skinny independent wrestling guy.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's the web
Hot Topic.
Yeah, that's where he got it. The 2005 skinny gimmick wrestling guy.com. Well,
maybe we should start that. Yeah. That should be we have come up with a business idea. Yeah. Copyright pending.
Yeah, and the Velveteen Dream sunglasses.
Did he have the 3 lens gimmick before?
Yep.
Do they flip down, or is it just got 3 of them because he's trying to make people think he's got a third eye?
It's the third eye thing.
Yeah, it's shades for your third eye.
Although Velveteen Dream, he got in some trouble down in Florida. I mean, he might. Never mind.
Over the third eye, but we'll not go there.
Yeah, he was looking at the wrong things. Let's see. But he asked for forgiveness, so
where is Cody's pocket watch? He had a pocket watch when he got there, and he had his suit on and a pocket watch in his pocket.
Would you go to Australia, which was founded as a penal colony, with a fucking gold pocket watch hanging out of your pocket? I sure as hell wouldn't.
Penal.
Just daring them.
He is daring them.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, it's been bred into them for hundreds of years, man. They can't help it. You know, something shiny like that hanging out, somebody's going to grab it. Anyway, so they had a nice conversation. Grayson asked him some asshole-ish like questions and everything, but nobody got too mad.
Who's the guy with a mic?
Grayson Waller.
He
came from NXT. He's just recently come to the main roster. He hadn't wrestled much. Hangs around Austin.
Oh, so he's a wrestler, not a interviewer.
No.
No. Also Australian, hence having the show on the pay-per-view.
Yeah, and as you can see, he's friends with Austin Theory. Austin Theory here. And Austin Theory came out and told some real bad jokes to try to piss off the Australian crowd. He said after he leaves here, he's going to go back home to America and eat some real Australian food at Outback Steakhouse.
I did hear that, and I laughed and laughed and laughed.
Which is funny to us Americans.
Fosters.
Which was funny to us Americans, but I doubt many people in Perth have ever heard of Outback Steakhouse.
I think they've heard of it, and they're mad because it's an American chain restaurant who just gave itself an Australian gimmick.
Yeah, and that's what it is. If you've ever been in one, because there's nothing about that menu that's Australian that I can tell.
They don't even salt the goddamn steak. So
a bloomin' onion's not authentic Australian food?
No, because when Theory asked the crowd about a bloomin' onion, they booed.
I do, and maybe the only thing is that sometimes they'll put shrimp on a steak.
Yeah.
Everything's a lie.
God, this show has just broke me tonight.
This has broke Rick Diesel's mind tonight.
Yeah.
Well, I'll find out that Dusty Rhodes was Midnight Rider. Then you really say, Charlie Brown was actually Jimmy Valiant, and now you inform me that blooming onion's not authentic Australian food. What's real anymore?
I don't care what y'all say, and I missed that part, but Dusty was only allegedly the Midnight Rider.
Yeah, they never proved it. That's and true. Barry Windham got his mask one time, and they still.
Yeah, I don't even think they proved that the bullet was Bob Armstrong. I think we don't. Allegedly, the bullet was Bob Armstrong. I think.
Right. I don't know. They done that in every company he wrestled in.
Oh my Lord!
Hey, that's getting mileage.
Not to tell tales out of school, but you know why Bob would put the mask on and wrestle as the bullet? Yeah, he was having a bad hair day.
Looked like he had one of those every day.
That is straight from Brian and Scott and them. Bob would put the hood on if he was having a bad hair day.
Well, hey.
Well, he should have never took it off.
Yeah, I know. His hair was terrible.
He didn't in Continental. I've been watching I'm in 2 years deep in that. I don't think he's been there as Bob Armstrong, but maybe once.
It's the humidity.
Yeah. It's something.
On those curls.
Yeah, because he always wrestled down south, so we don't know if he'd went up north where it was colder and drier if they would have straightened out, right? So the big story that came out of this was Cody Rhodes said he wasn't busy until WrestleMania and challenged The Rock to a one-on-one match. And they don't have any more premium live events or pay-per-views coming up before WrestleMania. So we might get that on a Raw or a SmackDown. And you want to talk about popping a rating. If they do that on SmackDown, on Fox, on a broadcast TV network, all right, they average about 2 million for SmackDown, between 1.5, 2 million for SmackDown every week, right? Unless it's like an off week or a holiday or they're showing a best of or some bullshit like that. Or it gets preempted to FS1. If they have The Rock and Cody Rhodes on SmackDown, 3.5 to 4 million. I think they'll pop another million easy.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe even 2. Can you imagine if you were able to build it up for about a month and advertise it? And Fox has NASCAR right now. And, you used to get 3 SmackDown ads during every NASCAR race at least. For 3 weeks, you got it. In 3 weeks, ladies and gentlemen, The Rock takes on Cody Rhodes right here on Fox, And The Rock was the Grand Marshal for the Daytona 500, so there's tie-ins there. Telling you, man, I see a lot of money to be made with this, So, but anyways, that was the big thing. And then Austin Theory did some bad Rock impersonations, and they beat him up and threw him out of the ring. Threw him through a sign.
I'm interested in, is those wrestling boots that Seth Rollins is wearing, and if so, are they platforms?
Yes, and yes. I don't know if they're wrestling boots, but I know he wears platform shoes a lot out to the ring for promos. Okay. Yeah.
Because he's stylish. That's the
for sure.
Rick Diesel. Platform.
Maybe he's short.